It's a changing of the guard today as the United States Capitol went from the 117th session of Congress to the 118th session.
That's right. And the big headline is that Republicans are taking control of the House of Representatives with a struggle, really, to pick a leader for their party. There are also some big changes to the lineup of people representing you in D.C.
Let's dig into it, starting with the shifts in the Triad's delegation. Congressman Ted Budd moves from the House of Representatives to become Senator Ted Budd, replacing Richard Burr, who's retiring. Budd's old District 13 was redrawn to the east, now covering parts of the Triangle and being represented by Democrat Willie Nickel. Democrat Kathy Manning now represents more of the Triad, with District 6 expanding to include Reidsville, Eden, and Yanceyville. Newcomer Democrat Valerie Fauci will represent folks from Burlington. Republican Richard Hudson's 8th Congressional District now includes parts of High Point and Lexington. And rounding out the Triad's delegation is a familiar face, Republican Virginia Foxx, who served since 2005.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which you are about to enter, so help you God? I do. Congratulations, Senators.
And with that swearing in, Ted Budd is your new North Carolina Senator. So what can you expect from him? On election night, Budd stressed his guiding rule for his time in office.
It's very simple and it's very straightforward. It's just do what you say you're going to do. Well, folks, that's how I've operated throughout my life, and that's the kind of senator that I'm going to be for North Carolina.
So what does he say he's going to do? Well, his website listed 9 priorities for his time in office: creating jobs, stopping socialism, securing the border, standing with law enforcement, cutting taxes and red tape, protecting sanctity of life, defending the Second Amendment, safeguarding elections, empowering parents in education, and eliminating big tech corruption.
Over on the House side, work is at a pause at the moment because of something that hasn't happened in 100 years. It has been that long since the ballot for selecting a Speaker of the House has required more than one vote. And no bills can be passed or even debated until a Speaker is picked. Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries had the most votes in round 1, 2, and 3 after every single Democrat voted for him. But it was not enough to clear the majority requirement to become Speaker because, remember, Republicans have the majority now, but the party split. So Kevin McCarthy did not get enough votes. One of the people who opposed McCarthy in the first, second, and third rounds was North Carolina's Dan Bishop. He represents part of Davidson County, and he tweeted today, "I came to a broken and dysfunctional Congress to change it. Advancing the long-standing pecking order one notch has no prospect of doing that. Many don't want it to change. I will, but Kevin McCarthy is not the right candidate to be Speaker. He has perpetuated the Washington status quo, and that this body was one of the most unsuccessful and unpopular institutions in the country. This is not about personality differences or who has earned the position. It's about serving the American people. I will not be supporting the status quo." Again, the last time this happened, way back in 1923. It took 9 votes over 3 days before a Speaker was elected then. 1856 took the longest to get a Speaker elected. That went on for 2 months and 133 rounds of voting. While it might not take that long to select a Speaker, UNCG political science professor Tom Little says today is a sign of what's to come.
If they can't agree on a Speaker, how can they agree on policy? You know, you can, as you know, with the current numbers, you know, they can only afford to lose 4 votes out of the 2-8. Now, that's assuming Democrats all hold together, and they're not going to hold together on every vote, but there's just not a lot of, there's a fine line there that he's going to have to walk, or whoever she or he, whoever the Speaker is. And I think it raises really, really big questions of whether or not they can govern.
One of the first issues the House Speaker will have to deal with is what to do with George Santos, who's recently come under fire for his fibbing on his resume.
I'm not resigning. I have to leave Congress, Guy. It's going to be by a pink slip by the voters November of 2024.
George Santos remains defiant even after he said he embellished his resume, including claiming degrees from elite universities he didn't attend and employment at top Wall Street firms where he never worked, all first reported by the New York Times.
I understand everybody wants to nitpick at me. I'm going to reassure this once and for all. I'm not a facade. I'm not a persona.
But Santos did more than exaggerate his resume.
These are blatant lies. My question is, do you have no shame?
Tulsi, I can say the same thing about the Democrats and the party.
Santos doubled down on his claim of Jewish heritage, even as he deleted a biographical section on his campaign website that described his grandparents fleeing Nazi persecution.
I always joked, I'm Catholic, but I'm also Jew-ish.
But the Republican Jewish coalition did not find it funny, saying he deceived us and misrepresented his heritage. He will not be welcome at any future RJC event. Republican leadership in the House has remained silent, but New York Party members are speaking out. The chairman of the Nassau County Republican Committee said Santos has broken the public trust, and one Republican Congressman-elect, Nick LaLota, who will represent a neighboring Long Island district, is calling for a congressional investigation and possible involvement by law enforcement. Congressional Democrats are demanding an ethics probe, with some calling for him to resign or be expelled.
I am not resigning. I am getting sworn in, and I will get the job done for you.